What is up, everybody? Let's get on to Zoom. All right. At least turn that on over here. Need to give it to you guys. There we go. Alright. I need to close some of these tabs. I need to plug my iPad in too. And that should be good. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. So, what do we do while nobody's here? Same thing we did last time, make some videos. Was that just yesterday? Wow, that feels like it was so long ago. Well, I guess we do Algebra 2 tonight since we did Calc yesterday. So we just hop back to wherever we're at for these. Oh yeah, we are getting into these grueling word problems. Right. Okay. Excuse me. Let's make sure this looks good. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be good. Okay. Oh, but then I can't see that. Here, let's do this. Let's put this over here. Oh, but then I'll have to... I wish I knew how to, like, split screen something quickly. Because I do not. I guess that's sort of all you need. Just something like that. No, not like that. Just like that. Not that. Let's close that. Okay. Now, why does that chat not come up on here, though? That's like the whole thing. That's so small I can barely read it. You have your sound and delay coming through about 10 seconds later, just so you know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now it should be better. Now it should be better. Okay. Alright. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's do some math. So let's start with this problem. The manager of a Starbucks store decides to experiment with a new blend of coffee. She will mix some grade B coffee, grade B Colombian coffee that sells for $5 a pound, with some grade A coffee that sells for $10 a pound, to get 100 pounds of the new blend. The selling price of the new blend is going to be $7 a pound, and there is going to be no difference in revenue from selling the new blend versus selling the other types. How many pounds of grade B versus grade A should there be? So first off, I looked, and Starbucks did not sponsor this book, from what I can tell. So I don't know what they did to get their name in here. I'm not a big fan of that. But it is what it is. So what are we going to do? Well, basically what they're saying is that the price should be the same for the blend as it is for the original. So let's see what we can do for that. So let's try to write some equations. So how much of each are we using? Well, we're not really sure. Let's go with use the variables B and A for the grade B coffee and the grade A coffee. So what could we do then? Well, so what, $5 per pound, $10 per pound. We need to get 100 pounds. So we know if we take the B coffee plus all of our A coffee and add them together, we should get 100 pounds. And then, what about the price? You see, we always have like our total amount equation, and then we'll have like a price equation. Well, I would just almost try to write it based on 100 pounds. So I'd say like we're going to have $5 per pound for all of our grade B coffee, and then add on $10 per pound of the grade A coffee, and then I'd say if we have a total of 100 pounds, how much is it going to cost? If it's going to be $7 a pound, well, it should be $700. And then from there, now that we have the equation set up, can't we solve for A and B? Just solve the system? So how do we do that? Well, the best way to do that is going to be, I'd say, to divide the top by -5. Because then what happens to the top equation? It becomes -5b minus 5a minus 500. And then now see, when you add those equations together, you end up with 5a equals 200. And so now when you divide both sides by 5, you get that a equals 40. So we're going to use 40 pounds of the grade A coffee, which means we have to use 60 pounds of the grade B coffee. And real quick, I'd say think for a second, make sure that makes sense. Like, the one was $5 a pound, the other was $10 a pound, and they're meeting roughly in the middle at $7 a pound. So you expect them to be pretty close, but the middle exactly would be 7.5, and this is a little lower than that. So that should tell you that we expect there to be a little more of the grade B coffee than the grade A. And you see that that's exactly what we found. So it's perfect. So the gist of these problems is, I think the best way to do it is to write equations. Because once you have the equations written out, you should always be able to solve them. So I think that's the best thing to do, is just write the equation, and then from there just solve it using the math that you should know. Alright, that was fun. This word problem section was always one of the tougher ones to teach for me, just because there's not so much of like a set way to do all of them. And even if there was, I don't think that's the best way to think about it. You want to really try to bring your problem solving skills in every time. Like, just memorizing how to solve a problem like this and like just knowing where to get your numbers and just plugging them in, that's not useful for anybody. That's just a waste of time. It's all about the thinking and the understanding. So that's why I like just like approaching every one of these problems individually. Alright. So let's do this next one. Okay, so Tanya is a long distance runner, and she runs at an average speed of 8 miles an hour. 2 hours after Tanya leaves her house, you leave in your Honda, I wonder if Honda paid for that, and follow the same route. If your average speed is 40 miles an hour, how long will it be before you catch up to Tanya? How far will each of you be from your house? Huh. So we could start by drawing a picture if we wanted to, because she goes 8 miles an hour, and they tell us right off the bat that she goes for 2 hours. So if we say, here's our house, we know that after 2 hours, Tanya's going to be there, and she's going to be 16 miles away, since she's going 8 miles every hour. But then you leave your Honda following the same route, and your average speed is 40 miles an hour, so how long will it be before you catch up to Tanya? Okay. So what would I do here? I almost just want to start from the beginning, and I want to write equations for their different distances. So I'm even going to use subscripts. I'm going to use d subscript t for the distance of Tanya. And that's just going to be 8 times t, whatever time that we end up taking. And then secondly, let's do the distance for the Honda, d sub h. And what's that going to be? That's going 40 miles an hour. And so it's like we want to multiply that by t. But I remember that the Honda's not going the whole time because we're giving Tanya a 2-hour head start. So instead of multiplying it by t, we're going to multiply it by t minus 2. Because then now see how if like t equals 2, then it's like that's the whole situation. And the one distance is 0 and the other distance is the 16. So then now that you're here, all you gotta do is set them equal to each other. 8t equals 40 times t minus 2. And then we should just be able to solve for t. So how does that go? 40t minus 80. So 8t equals 40t minus 80. So negative 32t equals negative 80. Divide by negative 32, divide by negative 32. So what? You cancel the 8 and do 10 over 4. So it's 2.5. So in 2.5 hours is when they're going to cross each other. So think about how we set up our t. And our t was the distance that Tanya went. So to answer this question, really, how long will it be before you catch up to Tanya? It'll only be half an hour. That'll be 30 minutes. Because that 2 hours has already passed before you even leave. And then how far will each of you be from your house? Well, we kind of just have to plug it in. Do the easy equation. 8 times 2.5. So that's 20. Will be 20 miles away from the house. And that's all there is to it. So see how we just had to look at the situation, write some equations for it, and then we can solve them and get our answer. What's up, Robert?
How's it going?
Going good. Streaming, doing some math problems. Was I on the wrong Zoom last night at the beginning?
Oh, I can't tell.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Well, I didn't know if you
I
tried to log on or not, and I wasn't in
I
there.
didn't try to log on.
Oh, okay.
I was in the TikTok though.
Yeah, I saw you were there.
I want to see you though.
What?
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just doing these Algebra 2 problems.
Hmm.
Did you see I got Desmos to play video, sort of? Have you seen that before?
Oh yeah, I saw somebody actually did that on. I saw it on Reddit. I think it's but that's nice though.
I saw it online a long time ago, but I had never made it myself. But yeah, I made it myself last night, and that was fun.
Yeah. Did you do it the long way or?
What do you mean the long way? I did
Uh,
it.
so put everything frame by frame.
Yeah.
Oh.
I found a website that'll do that, though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just uploaded the GIF, and then I got it set up. I put the border around it, just using like the rectangle equation. So then it just uses mods and stuff to bring it frame by frame.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so smooth.
Yeah, but Desmos is underrated when it comes to computation.
What I was actually kind of surprised by is if you don't make the step 1 and you just have it do it smooth. Like I kind of thought it would still look good, but it doesn't look good at all.
Uh,
But I guess that's why, because I kind of thought that's how a film camera worked. But the film camera does like open and close its shutter
yep.
in between. So that's what it like. That's almost what it's doing when it goes just with the steps of 1. That it's only doing it perfectly.
Dang, very cool though. Oh, I also did see somebody. Uh, somebody just made a art of AI for tic tac toe.
Wait, where?
It's on Reddit. I can give you the link.
What? Did they get it for idea from me?
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not.
But uh, there's somebody from Reddit that I seen every so often. He's one of the yep above you.
Not that.
No, not that one. Right there. That's one of
Oh,
his projects.
I didn't even look at all of these. Oh gosh, I wonder how many lines it has. Whoa, it's got a lot of lines.
Yep. And I was looking through it. I was like, that's how I would have done it if I did it.
Oh, that's the labels, right? I don't do the labels. Um,
Yeah, he puts a function on everything. I need to start doing that.
what do you mean he puts a function on everything?
Like all of those
Look at
variables
this.
is just. I think that's why it's a lot longer than it might seem.
Because he just does every single like thing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But as I say, your project is still unique as it's actually using an AI that's iterating through the things that it's already learned.
Is that not what this does though? Did he not train it here? Or he just made like he didn't train the AI. It just
It's, it
is the
has
AI.
preset moves.
Oh, it's just preset moves?
Well, some of them, but it does have an AI though.
Well, it's just like a if this then that
Yeah.
AI. Oh. Well, that's why there's so many lines if it's all just like brute forced. Yeah, he's got first move, second move,
He even has a
move to
difficulty
draw.
setting. I was like, what the heck?
Oh, that's crazy. But then if he's got a difficulty setting, does that just mean there's just like an easy, medium, and hard level? Is this the difficulty down here?
Yep.
So there's 5 levels. What is that point even? Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to find that point.
I was like, that was very nice animation. As
Yeah,
I
the
was playing it.
drawing was nice. Yeah, mine doesn't draw. It also doesn't cross through when you win. So this isn't train. Well, here's. Oh, and see what he means by algorithm is just a list of if then
Yep.
of if statements. Okay.
That's why I can play a perfect game.
Yeah. Okay. So this is very different than mine.
Hmm.
I'll take that. Well, mine's not done. I don't know how to finish it, so
You'll figure something out.
eventually it took up like my entire weekend. It like destroyed my brain. What is this?
Oh yeah, click the board. That was cool too. I did
Oh,
something like that for a quadratics class.
but wait, how do you get it up here?
Oh, click it.
Oh, the portals. Okay. Oh, you get a score?
Yeah, it times out if you don't get it in there on time.
What's the goal? Get it in the
To
blue
get,
circle?
yep,
Ooh, that was nice. Whoa, and then there's levels.
yep.
Oh. Oh, that's fun. Oh, it missed.
And it's kind of like what's the game where you have to keep clicking and it will just go up.
Like Flappy Bird?
Yep.
That's
So keep
fun.
clicking in that as well.
Oh, it does. I thought I was trying to do that earlier and it wouldn't do that. Well, see there now it stopped. It's only certain parts of the board that are clickable. Only the
Oh,
bottom half.
everything. It should always be clickable.
Oh, look at my cursor. It's not clickable up here because it's
That's
the normal
weird.
mouse cursor. But then here it is.
Yeah.
That's cool. This guy's got crazy stuff.
Oh, is that Vault of Stars?
What?
Is the user Vault of Stars?
This is John.
Yeah, I haven't heard of him. If it's Yeah, he's probably a newcomer. I usually know pretty much everybody who's top tier with Desmos.
Yeah, this guy goes hard. Well, no, it's like a mixture of a lot of copy and paste and good stuff. This is fast. How is he? Oh, he does have actions, but he doesn't have a ticker.
It's a clickable thing, I bet.
But how is he doing collision detection without a ticker? Also, what are those red dots on the side?
He's really good without a ticker.
Hit detection. Whoa. Okay, I've seen somebody do this
Is it using regressions?
before. I don't know anything about this though.
Does it have a squiggly line?
I can't hear you if you're talking to me.
I said, does it have a squiggly line?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using a regression glitch. That's what we used to use before actions.
I'm sure you know that. You know Reed Captain, or how you pronounce his name on YouTube?
Yeah,
Have you seen his Desmos series?
I did. I wish he finished it.
I know. I was so salty he didn't finish
The,
it.
the thing about him was he was also abusing the regression glitch.
I
But now,
know. That's why it reminded me of it.
but
Hey
now that he
everyone, and
has
welcome to the first
actions,
episode.
he would be able to finish his game much easier now.
Yeah. Yeah, now it'd be boring. He could make it way better.
That's probably why I quit. Like that intro and the input thing. Because with regressions are finicky. I didn't really like playing with them too much.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that. But it's how you can set a variable based on like itself or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he must have made this before actions. So he's been going for a while. Made his account recently. Whoa.
And you click the circle and it adds a dot.
Oh, that's cool. And this is just like what we did. This is just, again, before. Well, this isn't before actions. He just didn't add a ticker to it. Okay.
Yeah, he got the clickable ticker. I meant that. Yeah, clickable.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So it's just the derivatives?
Uh,
No, he's just actioning. Oh, this is a little four-liner. Jeez.
yeah, that's probably just trig. I
Well, it's not even just trig. It's just slope times x.
Oh. So essentially,
This
if
is strength. Oh, the multiplier.
okay, I'm about to say if it's based on like linear equations, then if you just hit up, then it'll probably won't be able to read it, right? Because the slope is undefined.
Yeah.
But if he's using trig, then that counts for everything.
I mean, everything is here. You see everything he's doing. He's just taking the point
Yeah.
P, which is the joystick, and he's changing point P? Oh, because C is the point you drag around. P is not the joystick. So that's the point you drag around. So it takes... Oh, yeah, it's just taking that vector and just adding that vector to P with M as your multiplier. And that's just like how far it's moving every second, basically. Wow. That's an interesting idea. That's cool.
Never mind. Yeah, based on vectors. That's also a cool idea. I haven't really seen that approach before.
Yeah, I haven't either. It's so simple. What on earth is going on here? Oh, right. So he just drew it with his hand. Is that all that he did? Oh, and then... Right, yeah. So he just drew that with his hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey Jordan, do you have speaking of that? You you probably don't need it. Let me see. There's a decimal add-on that pretty much allows you to add points to a table by just clicking, doing control and then left clicking.
What do you mean compared to what when they're in a list?
Yeah, it's yeah, pretty much on a table. Uh, I'm about to wash my hands right quick.
Okay. Yeah. Collateration. That's cool.
Let's see. Do I still have it? Okay, I still got it.
What is Prim's algorithm?
Okay, I haven't seen that. This is the point closest to it. And then it seems like it'll try to get all the points closest and then back away to another point, then another point that's very close. But exactly sure what's happening.
I guess that's the idea.
Yeah, so it goes back to that.
That's interesting. Minimum spanning tree. Does that just mean shortest distance?
Yeah, it looks like it. Depending on depending on how computationally simple it might be, I might make a 3D version of this.
Yeah, that's what I was almost thinking for, because I when I was doing those three pictures in the cube, I was trying to match points that were closest together.
Oh yeah, that was your big top project.
But this, I don't know if that this doesn't really do that though, necessarily.
Oh, you mind if I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Uh, I have to find it though.
All right. Okay, cool. This is what I was talking about. And then control.
Oh, nice. Oh, that is very nice.
Oh, the best, really cool part about it, it gives you the polygon, and then one of the important things is I can actually copy the table and put it somewhere else.
Can you not copy tables before?
No. Uh, and when I have a project with 1,000 points, it's bad.
Well, you can always duplicate it.
I could, but like I'm talking about, like if
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
not as
very
good as
involved
copying.
project, and I just want to copy this one thing,
Yeah,
and I'm probably kind of lazy.
yeah.
But yeah, this it's saved me a lot of time when it came to drawing stuff, and just if I have an image I want to just
Yeah,
do
just
something
troll
with.
out.
That's essentially how I made this thing. If I can find it.
Wow. That should be your Desmos Art Contest submission if they ever do that one again.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Let me see. Did I? I actually had an animation for it, but I've done it so long ago.
I was gonna say you gotta get all the panels of his face like flying out.
I think that's it. Pretty much it.
That's just the lighting. Yeah.
And let me see. Like I could have T1 something like this. There one.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, if you want it, I'll give you a link to download it.
I don't think I need it. I don't. I'm not like. Yeah, I don't ever use any of that stuff anyway. So I just stick with my normal Desmos.
Got you.
Oh jeez.
Also, I love that effect.
Yeah, I know. Why is it purple? I'm wearing something different. I thought it was because I was wearing what I was wearing yesterday
Is that you?
with the mouse.
Oh, that's a mouse.
Yeah,
That is cool.
yeah, that's neat. Why is it doing that exactly? Because it's just that's whatever my stream is showing. That's what's on the screen, but then my stream is the screen itself. That's why. That's like a math thing right there. That makes it look 3D.
Oh man.
Or just like those infinity mirrors.
That's what's project right there. Especially you get the smooth animation.
Wow, my TikTok has been frozen for ever.
I haven't checked the TikTok yet.
I was wondering why no one was commenting or anything. That first person that commented is on number file videos. Elian.
Oh, On number file?
Yeah.
Let's see.
She does this stuff with the knots. I mean, it's it's on her TikTok too.
Normally,
Yeah.
a Tower of Hanoi looks like three little spikes and you have different discs on them. The aim of the game is to
No,
move
that's a
the
project.
tower from
What do you mean it's a project?
Uh,
Like to make it in Desmos?
I saw a video by Three Blue One Brown that explained the algorithm that perfectly solves it.
I mean, I remember doing these when I was a kid. The algorithm's easy.
Oh yeah.
You just
Uh,
gotta free everything up right.
mm-hmm. But like having a good display for it.
So what would you do here?
one of the spikes
Whoops. Oh,
to
she's
another
gonna do that. Yeah.
spike.
I always loved these when I was younger.
Now, I found that the spikes were holding me back, so I made this speed Tower of Hanoi so that I can I can get to it more quickly. So you can't put a bigger one on top of a smaller one.
I also don't know if I'm allowed to watch YouTube videos on YouTube without like getting banned.
That's one thing about TikTok.
Yeah, and Twitch. 'Cause people watch stuff on Twitch all the time, but I don't think you're able to really on YouTube. So that's kind of why I wanted to at least play this a little bit and see what happens if it gets like demonetized or what happens. Well, that's pretty much everything then here. Oh, whoa. That is not what I was expecting to see. I think just because it wasn't started off in the right place. Where can I change those? There. Probably switched at what it should have been. There it is.
Stop playing with those.
Now it shows it nice. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. I've been trying to use this dot notation. I use that a lot in the tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, it's very useful.
Is there a
Especially
way to get an index of something easily? Like if you have a list that's just like whatever, and you're like, I want to know which one is number 4. Is there a good way to do that just natively?
you have a list.
Yeah, so like, can you see my screen? Oh, my.
I can't see that.
Um, yeah, so that list.
And you just
But it's like, then I want to come and I want to say, like, I want to know the index of 4. I want to know what number in the set 4 is.
uh you can try to make a list filter that says, well, name your list and then make a list filter for it, but that's probably not going to give you the index though.
So there's no just nice way to do it. Because I did make a way to do it. It just wasn't super nice. Not that.
Let me see.
I had made it for this. And then once I made it, I used it like, I way overused it. I used it for everything. But I'm pretty sure it works. It's this. This is the function right here. I just need to find where I typed it. G-index. I think it was pretty straightforward. This is what I did right here. So I had L, which is just the length of up to that set. How does this work?
For
Look how there's an S there, but then there's an S there, and those are like different S's. This is S sub all of those.
Dang, this is something to parse through.
I mean, it's all so it should also. Well, where's the S? I mean, doesn't this imply that I defined S somewhere? The fact that I have that I'm doing this, but then if I defined S somewhere, they wouldn't let me use it as an index, right? Or they wouldn't let me use it as a parameter. I don't think I defined S anywhere.
Oh, do you have the find it tool? You just press Control F.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't define the S anywhere.
This thing is just get lost in.
X is the one you're looking for, and S is just whatever set you want it to be. Which is why this, like, let me do this. So if I do G sub index of 2, comma, like that. And yeah, see, that works perfectly because it tells me it's the third one. And then if I add another one properly, it tells me it's the fourth one.
Oh, it doesn't work by just combing through the list until it finds it, or
I mean, yeah, it basically does.
Okay.
But I don't understand how this works. Like, what I'm intending to do here is take whatever set I'm using and use the length of that. But I just use L of S. And here they're just saying, yeah, L of S is just a one element list, but that's not what it's treating L of S as. Is it? Because at that point, why would I even need a list?
If you say S equals, does it break the entire thing?
Yeah. Or all the actions, at least, yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's a good starting point. So we know the S is defined by an action. But now,
is that what that means? That the action is changing it?
if it's stopping an action.
But S is just a parameter of the function. The reason that it broke there isn't because of the action, is because...
Is it a slider?
No, it's not. It's not defined anywhere. That's the thing. It's not where I'm looking for everything where... I spent so much time doing this when I was making this, just scrolling through and looking for the part that I was working on. Where's the G? Here it is. So What was I gonna say? So if you do that, if you do like s equals 1, see the problem is you can't use s as a parameter because it's defined. It's not that it's
Yeah.
defined twice. That's not the problem. The problem is you can't use, like, literally if I make that an s1, it should all just work exactly the same now, no different, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
but it doesn't work exactly the same. Now it's broken. So it is somehow, it's referring back up to
Like
this.
in other cases, if you're just using s as a variable, when any letter could be used, and if you define s somewhere else, that's what breaks it. So like s is just a placeholder.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's like it's using this as it's treating this almost like it's a function. Because instead of calculating this and having this be like it's a one element list, it's like it's literally taking this, and everywhere I have L sub S, it's just like using that for it.
Hmm.
I didn't totally realize that it could do that. But yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. So even though it says this is a one element list, whatever, when it was using it in here, it was treating it like a function. Even though I didn't use function notation, it was treating it like S, like L of S. Man, I'm really surprised they let me do that. Because if I change that to an S1, then they're like, they're still happy with that? I didn't define S1 anywhere.
I mean, if you just use it as a function, I because I kind of do that all the time myself when I'm. Oh my goodness.
But if I use it as a function, then I would like add parentheses over here and like use it as a function. But I'm not, and I'm really confused. Why does this still work? I don't know. I just made up this random S100 S sub 100,000 variable, and it's still just treating it like it's the S variable. Oh wait. Oh no, that's because I took out the L sub S over here. Okay, never mind. No, that makes no
Okay.
sense. So if I had the L sub S's back in and I made this S sub 1, that would break it. Okay. Okay. That's still interesting. I didn't realize that Desmos would do that. So I'm not defining S anywhere. Is it doing that though?
That is really cool. Just saying the TikTok toe going on.
What?
I said that's really cool. Just seeing the TikTok toe going through its iterations.
Oh, I know. It's just been like open on my computer for like ever
I,
too.
that could be a screensaver, honestly.
And this has been going for days. This is a different tab that's just been running. It doesn't work. Like it still doesn't work. It's not training itself. It's not getting better. It's just playing randomly.
As you said, you have to find a way to make a weighted reward or punishment system for it.
But see, this is the system right here. This is it fully functioning. Yeah. So you see, it adds whenever it gets a winning move, it adds 3. When it loses doing that move, it subtracts 1. And so it makes sense that all of these down here are kind of rare. They don't come up very often. These positions just don't come up very often. Whereas, like, the first move happens every single game, so you see that, like, they happen more often.
Yeah.
And then it also just, I don't think it runs if I'm off the tab. But you also just see how slow it ends up going here. But, That's what it's doing. And so you see this right here. So that means that it did that move like twice and it lost both times because it subtracted 1 twice. And so like kind of what I was doing to realize there was a problem is I would run it and let me see. This was the final thing. I thought this worked. But as you let it run, so if it worked, that means when this is 0, there should be a 0 probability of drawing it. So you should never pick it. Which means the number should never get to -1. But these do get to -1. Actually, I don't even know. I think this is the second to last one that I tried. Maybe I didn't save the other one. But I still don't think this works. That eventually, yeah, right here you get a -1. And the only way for you to get a -1 is if it's doing a move that it should have had 0 probability to do. And so that's how I know there's a problem. I just don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, I had encountered something similar to that when I was doing a random walk simulation, where the point was just going in a random direction, and then it counted the point. And I just did that so I could just add the polygons to it. But the way I kind of fixed that was to go over everything one by one, which is exhaustive.
I mean, I did some good things. I just am trying to remember which one I'm looking at here. That's pretty extensive. Oh yeah, see, this was supposed to be my random number selector here. And this was the first draft. Both the first draft and the second draft did not work. But so here, this is what I was like, if it's between 0 and like the first number in that set. Because what does it do? It picks a random number from just the total of everything.
Right.
And then it tries to divvy it up by proportions. So if it's between 0 and the first number, it's going to be 1. If it's between the first number and the first number plus the second number, then it's going to be 2. And it just continues that pattern on throughout the end. And then I thought that's just like your random number selector. So then up here, where I had it make the move in the first place, which was right here. So see, now if m equals 2, so that means if it's Circle's turn, it's going to just do a random 1 through 9, which is what it was just doing before for both turns. And then this is where it gets iffy. I did this expression a whole lot. Because I'm also not totally sure the order that I'm doing things. But see, here I'm taking this position P0, which is the current position. I'm treating it like the base 3 number and putting it in base 10, like we talked about that one day.
Yeah.
And then this is where all of the previous positions are stored. So it's adding the new position to the list of positions and then taking out the repeats. And then it's saying if the length of that is the same as the length of that, that means that that move has already been played, which is why you do the whole random B00 function, the one we built down there to try to pick randomly. And then this is if the move has not already been played, then you just do normal random 1 through 9.
Shoot. Oh, I gotta also ask, are you still doing it based off of like rotations? Like
No, I ignored that totally.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally ignored. So That's why there get so many different positions. I don't even remember if I told you this, that I ran it just to make sure it worked. I had it store every single position that it got, and I found online that somebody said exactly how much that was. And so like I ran my program to make sure that I hit every single position. And it took 20,000 games to
Yep,
get
that's
through
what I was
every
saying.
position. But it got through every single position. So then I was like, all right, so this game is good.
Wait,
But then
20,000?
that wasn't how many positions it had, but to just randomly play the games and get every possible position, that took a really long time, because you also think about that's every possible draw. It has to get every possible draw on the
Right.
board.
So that's what I was asking. Did you actually compute that in Desmos, or is it something you like did on paper?
Well, I didn't compute it at all.
Okay,
I'm saying I Googled it and found a number that somebody did. And
gotcha.
then I probably still have the version of, because it was just like the very first one. Count wins, find positions. No, this is the one I let run for like half a day, because it just stores all the possible moves. Are they actually already here? Well, no. See, it's building them. So these are all of the possible positions that the game could be in at any given time. And so there should be like 5,000 something of them.
Yeah.
But if you let it run, you eventually get there.
Yeah.
And then I also calculated the various win percentages, because it's kind of counterintuitive to me that whoever goes first wins 58% of the time, and these guys only win like 30% of the time, and then it draws like 12% of the time. But then also I found those numbers online, and by the time I got to 20,000 games, these numbers were very accurate to what the people calculated online.
Okay.
And they did theirs systematically, where they actually like went through and figured out every possible position. And that's not including rotations. So like an X being in the top left and then an X being in the top right, those are two different positions entirely. Which is again why it takes so long to go through and get all the positions.
Okay.
And yeah, see. Oh, this is storing those too. That's interesting. I didn't realize that was happening.
Like I respect it. I respect your project, man.
Well, you shouldn't. It doesn't work. It's not
No,
finished.
the fact that you're tackling this,
It's
like,
so close. That's the thing.
as I said, the fact that you're tackling, I would have just, for me, I would have just said, you know what? Let me just make a binary tree of possible moves that my opponent and I can do, and just calculate based on that. Not nothing like this.
The worst was like, look at this. I wrote this action to try to do like the winners and the losers. And then like I thought it worked, so then I took the time to write it out for every single one of the lists. So it could change every single one of the lists. And then I realized it didn't work at all. So none of these are being used whatsoever in this program. So I entirely rewrote them up here. And I again had to do them separately for every single one. When I was doing this, that's why that other one kind of looked weird, because I went up here and I zoomed way out. I was looking at it like this while I was writing it. It is much nicer to see this way.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, it's been painful, honestly. That's the best way to describe this. I mean, look at this, like, super nested piecewise function right here on the G2. Just, like, 4 piecewise symbols right in a row.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Especially when it doesn't work and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going wrong with it.
Yeah.
And Usually some for me, at least for me, it's usually something as simple as a missing comma.
Yeah, what it is for me some a lot is like actions. It's like if actions aren't defined, they just won't run. And so I'd find myself like you see here, just adding these like if nothing, then just keep it the same.
Yeah.
And then if nothing, just keep it the same. If nothing, just keep it the same. I don't even know if you need all of those there, but like you need some of them there. And so I just found myself.
Sometimes it breaks because like I do a if and else, and if I don't have nothing on the else, which I sometimes might do because I think that I feel like the program is smart enough to kind of recognize that I don't want anything there, and then it puts a value there anyway. That's totally not where I want it to go.
Yeah.
I have to be specific.
And it's annoying that it'll add like undefined things.
Yeah.
Like I was running into a lot of problems like that. This is when I try to do list stuff, and I'd be like, oh gosh, now I'm gonna totally blank. I'd go if I oh, this is the other problem I kept running into, that I can't use I because I've already defined I, so I always had to use I1. So I'd be like, if that. Oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm trying to do now. But anyway, yeah, I would try to just add like two numbers to a set, and it would add like all the numbers to the set, but then make them undefined. And so actually, what I wrote around that a couple times.
Where you say if the number is undefined, then don't include it, or
Well, then like make it 0. I think that's exactly
make the undefined zero.
that's literally exactly what's happening here. Yeah, is it's making it L of S, which is just the index if it is that. It's making it 0 if it's not that. So then the set is just all zeros except for the one number that's the index, and then so it takes the maximum of that set, and that's how it gets the index.
Okay, you take the maximum. So if it's zero, then
Right.
they're automatically not included.
Right.
I'm about to say, do you do it? Do a list filter where all the zeros are canceled out.
Isn't that what this is?
Yeah, I mean, if you do a max, then that kind of just goes. You don't even think about it because you're gonna have some number larger than zero.
Yeah. She better have some number larger than. I wish I could give the other one. Because I wrote. Oh no, these are all just right now. I wrote an entirely separate way to do it that I thought was way better, but it just also didn't work. And yeah, I remember closing my window today and hitting not save. So that's where that was.
Yeah, thank God for their
Yeah.
automatic saves. That saved me a few times. I think one of my best graphs I've ever done, I didn't save it.
Yeah. Well, my bad. I lost my entire Desmos account. So
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
that's why this is just my graveyard of graphs now. If I need any of my old graphs, I just come into here. But I didn't put them all here. Like I know I attempted to make an Agario type of graph, but I tried to search it on here. Would that search the message board if I just searched like that?
Yeah. Wait, did you actually put it there?
I thought I did.
I don't remember it. I feel like I would remember that.
Well, I don't think it worked. So I mean, yeah. So you're right. I probably wouldn't have put it there because it didn't work. But I remember I spent a while trying. But I think that was before actions existed.
Oh.
Which is why I was kind of redoing it last night. But then I just I made a set of 100 circles and had to have them moving around because that's how the game works. And Desmos just couldn't handle that.
Yeah, something about Desmos and list.
Yeah, I was thinking. So this is actually a question I don't know if you know the answer to. So what I was doing was, I had 100 random circles, and so there were only 2 on the screen really at a time, but all the other ones were still slowing it down because they were off screen.
Mm-hmm.
If I make a piecewise function to only render it when it's on the screen, would that speed it up or would it slow it down or would it not really matter?
Hey, if it because the piecewise slows it down.
Yeah.
It's a list of circles. Like for are you doing the circle? Sorry, like you have a list of the center values on those
Yeah.
circles.
So I was going like A equals random, and then like B equals random. I guess I was doing that. And then I was going like, well, I wrote this as a function too, so I don't know if having it stored as a function would make it better or worse. But yeah, I was basically doing this, and then I was having the centers move, having like the A comma B points move based on, because they're already defined somewhere, based on like linear lines. I didn't even save it because it didn't work anyway.
The funny thing is, you would be able to run it. You would be able to run it very easily if everything was parametric.
You know
And
what?
it,
I did that. And it did make it run a lot better, but it still was slow.
oh no, well, okay.
But yeah, what did I did? I did the cosine of t, comma the sine of t,
Okay.
plus b plus a. You good?
I've been waiting for this. Okay. Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay, so there is a kind of a hack for that. You mind if I share my screen right quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still trying to figure out why this isn't working though. Do I have
Uh,
t defined somewhere? No.
yes.
Is it just too small?
Yeah, everything should be just one unit. Wait, where's your A and B?
Those are the centers. Oh, A1, B1. That's why. That's why.
Okay.
There we go. Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah.
There it
All
is.
right. So see everything so well so far?
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's basically what I did.
and just because I like this better.
Yeah. That's also like basically what I did last night. Yeah.
The thing is, do you want them to be a different color?
From each other?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and you're also trying to animate them, right?
We'll have a move, yeah. But they all got to move independently.
Oh.
So what I did was I made a slope. I just did m equals random, like 0 through 360. And then...
Okay, I was just doing something simple. Okay, why isn't this working? I defined A in more than one place. Okay.
Yeah, that's the slider that it added automatically. That's why.
Okay, so there's a little bit of lag, right?
Yeah.
Cool thing about parametrics is it's a list. It hates it. So one thing that you can do is remove the list. And essentially define the list parametrically. So it's going to run through the list. For this, I don't have to do anything because, well,
Because it's not a list. It's just a constant, basically.
right. But now, how many points did I have? 100?
Whoa.
Now it runs seamlessly. The thing about it, though, the reason why it works is because essentially it's pretty much drawing everything as a single line. Iterated. Well, it's not even iterated, but it's kind of like the mod function where, if you start and then it goes back, then starts on another one.
Yeah.
That's how I was able to go much faster.
Huh. So what T? So it's going from 0 to 1 on all the different T's then. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could, like, how when you index and you're doing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
essentially T's doing that. That's why when T is 1, when T is 1, then it's going 2 pi T, 0 to 1 here. And when T is 2.
So how would this change? So like if you got rid of that 2 pi and the cosine and you just did it having like a period of 2 pi, what would you do your T then? From 0 to 200 pi?
Wait, what'd you say?
Like if you just delete that, the 2 pi part, and so now it's like, yeah, and then from that too. Right. So now what do you need to make this slider? What do you need to make the T go up to? This just not work at all now.
Right. So right now, because 2 pi is what completes a circle, technically I could do something like this. But that's kind of...
Actually, shouldn't you
I
divide
have to
like...
multiply it again by 2 pi, so... But that's what I would do if I for mod essentially says I'm going forward, then reversing, going back. But essentially I'm gonna have to do 2 pi again.
Okay.
But in case I wasn't dealing with circles, if I was dealing with squares, then I would use the mod function.
Okay, but I bet you could do... Can you try this? So get rid of the mod and get rid of the 2 pi. Just make that T. And then, so instead of multiplying that by 2 pi, can you multiply the subscript, divide that by 2 pi, and have the same result? Like the subscript to be T divided by 2 pi?
Here?
Yeah.
That's right. I think that should...
I think that should work, shouldn't it? Oh, you need it on that one, though, too?
Yep.
Then it comes together. Okay. And then I can still be 0, 0, 100. Okay. So that's definitely not the best way to do it.
So since it's dividing by 2 pi, then I essentially got to pull this up by 2 pi so it counts everything. Because right now...
Oh, so then you do have to do it up to 200 pi.
Let me see. Let me get a variable. So for instance, n represents t, or the parameter. When it's at 1, then it's to get it to... Yeah, to get it to... For this to reach 1, then...
And that would have to be 4 pi. Or that would be 2 pi to reach 1.
Yeah. So multiply it by 2 pi, and then you'll have it again.
Okay. Cool. That is a good tip.
Thank you.
I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I'll try to use it.
Yeah. Trust me, especially for 3D work, it's very useful.
Yeah, I'm sure. 'Cause that stuff's gonna get
Uh,
real slow.
oh, let me see. Really? It's not. Should be logged in. Like how this is useful, because parametrics are very cool tools. And I'm trying to. Okay, so you remember the Voronoi diagram I made before?
I think so.
I made a 3D version of it, and it's gone.
Oh no.
Oh man, that sucks. Here's one example. For example, this point, the every parametric that you see so far is defined by what this point can actually see.
So that's the ones that are like dark.
Yep. So if I make it go higher, then more stuff will come into his view.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's just like ray tracing.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. I just wanted to see how, and that's how I did the Voronoi diagram. And uh, it's finicky when it comes to ray tracing, but essentially that's how I have projects like this. Except I'm using my whole camera as a point. And here's the see if I didn't have ray tracing, that's what it looked like. And it would be a lot faster too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And this is pretty much where I had to add it. Just a piecewise.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying uh, so essentially everything's connected by a line connecting to the camera or me, and it's going to have, well, in this case, 30 points between it. And if any of those points go under the function at all, it invalidates it. And it's doing that for the entire parametric, because Desmos treats parametrics kind of like a group of points.
Yeah, that's basically what they are.
So that's why I'm able to pretty much define it however I want and graph it. And the thing about it is, you will see artifacts such as this.
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing about it. But for the most part, yeah, doesn't really matter. And if you just get it at a nice view, then you can avoid it altogether.
Yeah. It's still just hard to tell what you're looking at. So this is just a bumped surface.
Oh, I can. This is the function right here.
Oh, so it's just a function. Okay.
So it's like sine x plus cosine y. Yeah, you'll probably see this. Seen that before.
Yeah. I know you've done that one a lot. Yeah, it is that whole thing. So that's what that is. Yeah.
That's essentially what this is. Yeah, if I added a plus 80 to the you can see what's happening on a 3D plane. Unfortunately, let me, and that's how, as you can see, it's 9,000 points, and these are just lines that connect them.
Okay.
I made it 1,000,
Mm.
much easier to.
Yeah, much quicker and easier to see. Well, not easier to see, harder to see. Easier to move around. Oh, you got the sort too. Nice.
A sword.
Oh, just so you got so you got like you can see that front bump is in front of the back bumps.
Yep. We have it like this.
Well, I like that a lot better looking.
Yep. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I was trying to go for artistic with the other one.
Well, now it's just like, oh, it's so crisp.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And the cool part is, let me see what I can.
So it just gets bigger. Oh yeah, this has got to stop somewhere.
Oh, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to render that at all.
Yeah.
One thing I also found cool is that I could. Let me see if I can. Here it is. Plus pi over 2. Kind of make a little contour feel because everything's based off of the derivative, the implicit derivative of the function. So that's how the points know where up and down is.
Uh-huh.
And then if I make this 9,000 again, then it looks like that.
So it just looks like they're going around, basically.
Oh yeah, and if I did this, much easier to see better. Then I added this.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've just been playing around with this graph lately. Or, what do you think about this?
I think I want to see it with the grid back on. I liked it better with the grid.
Oh my.
It looks so clean.
All right, here's your grid.
And I can tell what you did. That's why I like it. Like I can see, like I know that like each individual graph line you had to individually graph, and I can see how you did like the little slices over. I think that's why I like it more because I can like
Oh,
I
okay.
can't tell you how you did it right now, but I could get through it. Like I feel like I understand what's happening here, whereas the other one, I'm just not sure what's happening. Whereas this is just like you took the whole normal graph and you just like distorted it. It looks like a water drop. Like you dropped some water into a lake.
If I, well, it's essentially polar graphing, but let me see. Can I? It's not gonna play it fast. If I did this, it'll probably play it pretty fast. But essentially, that's pretty much it.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
play a little
Yeah.
bit faster, but
Be quicker on the phone.
oh Mike, don't remind me.
You just gotta do it on your phone more.
I do. I should like for like final product testing.
Yeah, that's what I do. If it's something big, I'll make it on the computer, but then I'll switch over to the phone to actually look at it.
Shit. I didn't even think about that for this project in particular. So you like the grid better?
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you spend a lot of time doing the other stuff, but I think it looks a lot better with the grid.
Nah.
And that's the hard part about TikTok is it's always finding a balance of what looks good and what is mathematically good.
That's true. And then again, my base is probably mostly people who like math. So
Yeah. That's one weird thing about my account, I feel like right now, is that like I got all these chess people on there now.
oh my goodness, the amount of times I've seen. Oh, somebody said the grid adds more perspective. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that. That's true too. And I've also One thing I've also been working on lately was trying to make 3D more where you could see the perspective better. Let me see if I don't think I have it anymore because I forgot to freaking save it.
That'll
Shoot.
do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, this was a terribly botched attempt.
Still looks cool
Appreciate it. Still had to find a Z coordinate. Let me just normalize everything. Yep, I forgot to save it. But it's essentially like a fisheye lens effect that I was trying to add to it.
though.
And to do that, I had to take the distance from any part of the parametric from the camera to any part of the parametric. So all of these points here,
Uh-huh.
and then add it to the depth perception I already have. I wonder if I don't know. Let me see if I have time to do that because I have. Where's the coordinates of the camera? Court QB. I guess I don't have the coordinates of the camera here. I had to get it from somewhere else because I didn't even think of it. As I said, I do not like the fact that I let that project go
Yeah, that
because I
sucks.
forgot to save it.
Yeah, it
Okay,
needs to have a better autosave.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see.
Yeah, those are all right now.
I'm gonna be doing another decimal step on occlusion a little bit later, so you'll be able to see it there. But I think you already pretty much got the principle about it.
Yeah. I would just need to make it in a project to really understand it.
But essentially, all I think of is you have a point and you're comparing it to another point. Just change one of those points to t, and then that's pretty much all you need to do there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think I need to go to bed. It's pretty late, and
All right,
I've been pretty tired today.
I understand.
But that was fun.
I appreciate it. And dang, I need to save everything
Yeah,
at
save
the
your
end of the
stuff
season.
so you don't lose it.
Like I've been spending 2 days on it.
Yeah, you gotta save that. All right, well, I'm gonna hop off, but it was good to see you. I will
Oh,
talk to you tomorrow.
oh, definitely.
Where do we get out of here? There we go. All right, everybody, that was super fun. I will